In this video, I'm going to review Starfield, and whether or not I think it is the best RPG game ever made. But honestly, it really doesn't matter what I think, because it really comes down to what kind of games that you enjoy, if you will enjoy Starfield or not. My favorite kind of games are RPGs, with fantasy being my all-time favorite genre. Games like Skyrim, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, to name a few. My very close second favorite genre are space and post-apocalyptic games like Mass Effect, Fallout, Cyberpunk, etc. With that said, my opinion is already skewed with Starfield because it falls in the realm of one of my favorite genres already. In this review, I'm going to cover the visuals, landscape, characters, NPCs, creatures, aliens, crew, etc. What I think about the main story with no spoilers. There won't be any major spoilers or any spoilers really at all in this review. The side quests, overall gameplay, which includes fighting, skill points, ship flying, and of course, walking, outpost building, crafting, the things I really don't like about the game or areas for improvement. And then I'll give my overall opinion with my rating, even though ratings are kind of meaningless because a 9 out of 10 to me could be a 7 out of 10 for you. But regardless, I will give my rating anyway. Before I move on, I was a little shocked to see the low score reviews coming from some of the big players like IGN, PC Gamer, GameSpot, etc. before I played the game. And I did get this game early, not early meaning they gave it to me, early meaning I paid to get it early. So I just did the version which would come out 5 days earlier than everyone else. So I paid the extra $35, so $100 to play this game a little bit early. There is a much more favorable review score from OpenCritic with a score of 88. You can see all the reviews there if you like. On to the review. First up are the visuals. I must say I am not extremely impressed with the visuals. It doesn't feel like a next-gen kind of game as far as how things look in the game. They look decent and well enough, but not mind-blowingly awesome. One thing I loved about Elden Ring was taking clips or snapshots of some of the epic scenery. Starfield falls a little short as far as the visuals go, but still, I think they're pretty good. The character models as well don't look incredible. It feels like the visuals for the people and creatures are a little outdated. They aren't bad, just not amazing. With that said, there are tons of NPCs to interact with and tons of citizens walking around to fill the world and make it more immersive. The main story is pretty good. I know some people criticize it as being trash or not good. I enjoy the overall main story. With games like these, I tend to lose interest once the main story is complete, so I always take my time completing them. I do tons of side quests and exploration, which this game has in spades. So much to explore, so many missions, quests, activities to do. This game excels so much in that regard. The overall gameplay is great, I think. I like how you fight with weapons. I didn't really notice much that I don't like about how the combat works, whether it's with your rifles or your pistols or just hand-to-hand combat or with melee weapons. The combat with the ships in space is very fun. I enjoyed fighting ships, and then also I like that you can commandeer ships and add them to your fleet instead of just blowing them up outright. You do a lot of instant travel in this game, which is a con for some people. Honestly, I don't really mind it. One big gripe for people is the carry weight limit, which I don't really see why, because if you're used to playing Fallout and Skyrim, carry weight limits are always a thing. You can get around it by upgrading the weightlifting skill, by giving your crew and companions gear, and by stowing gear in your ship cargo. When it comes to skills, I know this has been a gripe for other people as well. Once you put a skill point in a specific skill, you have to use that skill and meet certain requirements before you can upgrade to the next level of that skill. I actually think that's pretty cool because it makes you use that skill and practice it before you can upgrade it. So I like that. But I could see how people wouldn't like that. There is a lot of walking in this game. Lots and lots of walking. You do get a jetpack, which is awesome. On some planets and moons with lower gravity, you can fly with your jetpack like several feet or kilometers before hitting the ground, which is actually a lot of fun. Also, the jetpack helps you to get out of like sticky situations in combat, which I think is really, really cool. There are so many planets, moons, and settlements to explore that you can easily spend 100 plus hours doing that without ever touching the main quest. This game is perfect for people who like endless exploration. However, exploring does seem to get a little monotonous after a while, once you do it a ton. But still, there's plenty of variety to make it a lot of fun, and I enjoy it quite immensely. One of my favorite things about Fallout 4 was the outpost building. In Starfield, you have a robust outpost building tool, which allows you to be creative and build some pretty cool outposts. I love this feature. And just like Fallout 4, you need to collect resources in order to build different sections of the outpost. There are pretty in-depth crafting opportunities for people who love crafting items. I'm not huge on crafting unless I'm making items for my outposts, but I know other people really like crafting all kinds of things. The crafting game is strong with Starfield. Now let's get into things that I don't like or wish was part of the game. First, there are glitches, like resources floating in the air or other visual glitches. I have also experienced crashes where the game completely crashes, and it seems to be in opportune times where I forgot to save the game, and the game crashes and then I have to restart the game, and that's pretty annoying. I will point out I am playing on my Xbox Series X. In my nearly 300 hours of playing Elden Ring, I don't remember it crashing hardly ever. I definitely recommend saving regularly in Starfield. One thing I don't really like is the mapping system in Starfield. It's only like a broad overview style of map that allows you to fast travel to different locations within an area. But when you're in that specific location, there's no area map for that location, if that makes sense. Like if I go to a certain town, one area of the town, let's say like the residential district in Starfield, within that residential districts, there's not a smaller map that shows me where all the buildings are, where the different towers, residential buildings are. Other games do a much better job with their mapping system. That's something I wish was better in Starfield. I wish there were vehicles to ride on the planets, like quads or rovers, like there are in Mass Effect. That would make the ground travel even more fun if you had that option. I wish there was the ability to fly your ship in the atmosphere above the ground on each planet or moon. That would have been awesome. And of course, I wish the visuals were a little bit more like next-gen quality or a little more stellar. But overall, I don't have a ton of complaints about this game. Time for my final thoughts. I really enjoy this game. The way I can tell if I love a game is even after playing for like 8 hours straight, and it's well past my normal bedtime, I look at the clock and think, just one more mission. Or let me explore just one other location before I go to bed. This happens all the time for me with Starfield. Now, is it the best RPG game ever? No, I don't think so. If it fixed those things that I don't like and improved the visuals and added those wish list items, then it would rank up there as one of the best, if not the best RPGs ever. Also, since my favorite genre is fantasy, I don't know if a space game will ever be my all-time favorite. But again, I do really love this game. I enjoy playing it. And I love exploring, love building the outposts. I love interacting with the NPCs and doing the quests. And it's just a lot of fun. There is easily hundreds of hours of gameplay that you can do and put in to this game without ever seeing everything. If I were to give it a rating or ranking out of 10, I would be somewhere around the high 8 or possibly 9 out of 10. I think the 8.8 from OpenCritic is right on the money, but I can see why others rated it lower and how others could also rate it as high as a 10. That is my review of Starfield. I hope you enjoy playing it as much as I have. Drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts, if you like this game or not. What are some of the things that you like and what are things you don't like about the game? Happy gaming, everyone.